Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office. Just back from the road, back into the home weather office on this Tuesday morning. It's the 9th day of July, 2024. This is the morning weather update. And we have a lot to talk about today. A cooler day. I was just outside the home weather office, and there's a nice breeze out there. Temperatures in the valley in the 60s. In Solano County, with that onshore breeze, temperatures are in the 50s. The foothills, however, get along Highway 49, and temperatures did not cool off that much last night. Temperatures still in the 70s first thing in the morning. A good indication of the onshore breeze really not making its way much past the Central Valley floor and getting up to, let's say, 2,000 feet. So that's why many of you along and above Highway 49 stayed very warm last night. But today represents the best chance of Sacramento not hitting 100 degrees. We have now seen 100 degrees for 9 days in a row, and I think that was likely going to end for downtown Sacramento today, but not for all locations. For places like Chico and maybe probably even Marysville and all the way to the north toward Redding, temperatures will be topping 100 degrees again. But for Sacramento County, Solano County, a lot of Yolo County and San Joaquin County, temperatures may stay in the mid-90s, a lot closer to average when the average high is currently 94. But yes, it does look as though the heat wave will end today, but it'll be back rather soon. Let's start with what's going on this morning. A lot to take in on this satellite this morning. We have smoke coming up from the south from the lake fire that's burning to the south. Little wisp of smoke here that actually may be wrapping all the way around from the Shelley fire. You'll note that from the Royal Fire, and I'll go through the fires here in just a second, from the Royal Fire, we don't have anything in the way of smoke coming off that, but there is a lot of smoke up here from the Shelley Fire, which did grow quite a bit in the last 24 hours or so. It's now up over 6,000 acres. And the other thing you'll note is the marine layer. So nice and cool along the coast, and with a bit of an onshore breeze today, that's why all of the areas, well, certainly Napa County will be nice and cool today, and the Sacramento area will likely see the coolest day so far this month, the coolest day in the last 10 days, and probably not going to hit 100 degrees in Sacramento. So let's look at the marine layer. This is the vertical look at the marine layer over at Fort Ord. And what you want to look at is the warmer air over the colder air, as indicated by this temperature scale at the top. So this purplish color, that's 13.6 degrees Celsius, goes up to around 1,000 feet. So maybe the marine layer is up here around 1,200 feet or so, and then above it is the warmer air. For the valley, we'd like to see that closer to 2,000 feet to get a full push inland to really cool off areas like Stanislaus County. But with this being, well, a little bit more shallow, that means that the amount of cooling inland is going to be pretty limited. But with a nice onshore breeze today, some areas will see the benefit of that. But let's talk about the wind here a little bit. And for that, we'll use CanSAC. And so this is this morning. Let's go into the afternoon. And I'll stop it here. This is around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Good onshore push, so you can see the onshore breeze here through Solano County. And that's what will keep Sacramento nice and cool, San Joaquin County, maybe Stanislaus County. But you get north of Sacramento and certainly north of Highway 20, very little in the way of a breeze. So that's why these areas today are still going to be topping 100 degrees. So that's today. Let's get into the day tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a little bit different. We should have a very nice night tonight. This is Wednesday. I'll go into Wednesday afternoon. And while there is an onshore breeze, it's not as robust. And with that, we are going to see temperatures once again go above 100 degrees on Wednesday, and then again on Thursday as well. So Wednesday is going to be one of those days that even though we'll start with temperatures in the mid-60s, we could see as much as a 40-degree jump between the morning and the afternoon. And then we get into the day on Thursday. This is Thursday afternoon. Same story, a light onshore breeze, but really probably not much on it. A little gusty on the east side of the Sierra, but Thursday looks like it's going to be a hot day. All right, let's talk a little bit about the fires. We still have a lot of fire activity to talk about. So the Royal Fire here hasn't grown that much, and it looks as though this is going to be wrapped up relatively quickly, even though they're saying there's no containment on it. Keep in mind, containment doesn't speak at all to fire activity. What you want to pay attention to is the how much it has grown. It's now 201 acres. Yesterday was around 160. So while there has been some moderate growth on this, it really isn't exploding. And so it looks as though they're getting a good handle on that. And again, not a lot of smoke coming off of that. But the Shelley fire burning farther to the north is now up to 6,200 acres, 6,251 if I can read that correctly. And this just looks as though it may continue to burn a lot of acreage up in here. And we get into this sort of terrain, and what they'll end up trying to do is just to find ridge tops, maybe well away from where the fire is burning, the active fire is burning. They may find a ridge top over here where they can actually get in dozer lines and set up containment lines, or what they hope to be containment lines, that sort of thing. So you may see this continue to grow quite a bit as it grows out toward where they feel as though they can make a stand. That's how these fires grow out in these more remote areas. And certainly as it tries to get down toward the Etna area and other populated areas, they certainly try to put in strong lines there. But if, let's say, and again, I don't know this area off the top of my head all that well, but let's say between here and here, there isn't any population, and all you have is a rolling terrain, but a ridge here, let's say, what they'll do is they'll again try to make a line where they can make a stand and have the fire stop there. But in the meantime, you'll see all of that area in between burn over maybe the next 5 or 6 days. So expect that fire to continue to grow and put up the smoke that we're seeing here. So yeah, as you can see, first thing in the morning, that smoke lays down into some of the valleys. With southwesterly flow aloft today, expect more of that smoke to get vented aloft. And then farther to the south, there is the lake fire, which this morning doesn't look as though it's putting up a lot of smoke, but there is still a lot of smoke in the air, and this fire is over 22,000 acres, and as you can see, still putting up a lot of smoke. So let's talk a little bit about temperatures, because as I mentioned, today is probably going to be the best chance for Sacramento and other spots to not hit 100 degrees, so we may be able to say that the heat wave is over for a very short period of time. This is 5 o'clock this afternoon, and as I scroll over this, areas in Solano County will be in the mid-80s, Sacramento County probably something in that 96 to maybe as high as 98 range, a little warmer to the east toward Folsom, but then you go toward Marysville, probably up around 101, 102, and then north of Chico, 106. And in the foothills, we'll also see temperatures probably as high as 100 degrees. It may be one of those days where a place like Sonora could be quite a bit warmer than downtown Sacramento. But today represents the coolest day we will see, with the onshore breeze decreasing during the day on Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning. We get off to a nice cool start with temperatures in the low 60s, but as I mentioned earlier, one of those days we could see as much as a 40-degree jump by the afternoon. The onshore breeze decreases, and afternoon temperatures will likely be in that 104, 105-ish range. And then Thursday will probably do about that same thing, although this model only goes through Thursday morning. Thursday morning, temperatures a little bit warmer, upper 60s to around 70. And then Thursday afternoon, we could see temperatures maybe as high as that 110 range again. So for Sacramento, anyway, today should be the end of the heat wave. Again, heat waves are temperatures at or above 100 degrees. But it'll be short-lived, as it does look as though we'll see another round of heat, another heat wave starting, if you will, from Wednesday through the day on Saturday, perhaps. And after that, we may see a bit of cooling once again. So that's everything I've got for you on this morning. A relatively comfortable morning and a relatively mild afternoon coming up. We'll have to keep an eye on the fires and just where that smoke is going to track. But right now, in most areas around Sacramento and in the foothills and surrounding areas, the air quality looks as though it's going to be okay today. But again, that's something we'll have to watch as the air flows around the various fires that continue to burn, especially the Shelley fire farther to the north. So good to be back in the home weather office. That's all I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.